So the infatuation has ended when it comes to the PlayStation 5 Pro, and now persons are reviewing, giving honest reviews of the PlayStation 5 Pro. I mean, it's evident at this point that Sony was able to do it with the, PlayStation Portal. They were able to do it with the PlayStation VR and the PlayStation VR 2. And it appears that now they're doing it with the PlayStation 5 Pro. What are they doing? Well, it's very simple. They are scamming and robbing their fans as they always do. I mean, Sony has convinced these guys that they have the cure for hair loss.
Hair growth. I'm finna find out and see. It's not so bad.
Glory, wow.
Mary grew hair growth.
Give me some.
Mary hair growth.
Click the link below.
Sony would have convinced these ponies that, the PlayStation 5 Pro is a premium console, giving the buyer nothing less than 60 frames per second on all games, especially games optimized for the PlayStation 5 Pro. For that price of $700 plus tax, if it is you get the disk drive and the stand, it rounds off to $800. So $800. Are you telling me that the PlayStation 5 Pro is giving you less than 60 FPS, less than the highest visuals possible? Never. That could never happen. I mean, these ponies are so convinced that this is the next step that they could say things like this.
But the thing is, it's because the PC is so fragmented and open and all over the world. It's like they were just
frag what singer? Frag what?
It's fragmented.
Oh, okay.
It's fragmented. Like the global PC audience is super fragmented.
You know what's not fragmented, singer? You got 2 weeks, brother, to upgrade that goddamn GPU. Because when that PS5 Pro come out, listen, I'm tagging you personally. I'm tagging you. I'm DMing you.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see how well the actual performance comes out. I can't wait to see what Digital Foundry has to say, but it's
Oh, that singer, we are going to see what Digital Foundry is going to say about the PlayStation 5 Pro and how it is running some games. I mean, when I saw what I'm about to show you guys, I was shocked. I was so shocked that I attempted to bathe my pet goldfish. Yes, what I saw with the PlayStation 5 Pro, I was bathing my goldfish. But we are going to talk about it. So today we are going to talk about the performance of the PlayStation 5 Pro. Several games we are going to look at. In addition to that, we will just look at some other small gaming news. So you know what? Let's get it!
This is a sickness!
Let's get it! So before we continue the video, guys, today we have a special on this video. You can hit the subscribe button for free. Yes, for free. So hit that like and subscribe button. Of course, you'll be getting the best Xbox news, the best salt content for these Sony fans. And of course, you will get a little Nintendo sprinkle in there. So, before you continue the video, hit that subscribe button today. Now let's get back to the video. First up, let's look at the games coming to Game Pass. So right off the bat, you would see some very good content coming onto Game Pass. We have that new Metal Slug. Is it a tactical game that seems to be very interesting for those who just want a nice, quick indie fix? We have StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 coming to Ultimate PC. This is Game Pass Ultimate on the PC. And of course, some other small indie titles that would be on the classic Game Pass. So yes, some very interesting games coming to Game Pass this week. I believe all of them is playable today. So if it is you have Game Pass, if it is you interested in these indie games. That's a nice little quick gaming fix. You can check out any one of these games today. Next up, let's talk about some breaking news. You see, a once PlayStation exclusive, a once PlayStation console exclusive is now coming to Xbox. Which game is this? Well, let me let VGC tell you.
Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding is now available for Xbox in a surprise release. The Xbox version is available at a 50% discount for a limited time.
I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon?
Kojima Productions' Death Stranding is now available for Xbox Series X in a surprise release. The developer announced the Xbox version in a social media post on Thursday, and confirmed that it will be available at a 50% discount for a limited time, which means it costs $19.99 in the US, and £17.49 in the UK. The announcement was made as the clock ticked to midnight in Japan, marking exactly 5 years since Death Stranding was first released for PlayStation 4, which could suggest that an exclusivity agreement expired. According to the game's Xbox.com page, Death Stranding includes support for Xbox achievements, cloud saves, play anywhere, as well as the director's cut features such as photo mode, ultra-wide monitor support and more. Sony published Death Stranding for PS4 in November 2019 and 505 released it for PC in July 2020. The director's cut hit PS5 in 2021 and was released for PC in early 2022. A sequel, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, is currently in development exclusively for PlayStation 5. However, creator Hideo Kojima has strengthened his ties with Xbox with the announcement of new game OD. "I really like to challenge new things," Kojima said at the Game Awards in December. "With help of Xbox Game Studios and using their cloud gaming technology, I'm doing this together. It is a game, don't get me wrong. At the same time it's a movie, at the same time it's a new form of media." Death Stranding 2 was announced in December 2022 with a reveal trailer at the Game Awards. A reveal trailer confirmed that Norman Reedus will be returning, as well as Léa Seydoux, who played the character Fragile in the first game. Troy Baker will also star. Kojima Productions then announced last year that it has teamed up with A24 to bring a live-action film adaptation of Death Stranding to the big screen.
And there you have it. Just like that, Death Stranding is on an Xbox platform. Not only that, but we get the deluxe edition, meaning that we get all the bells and whistles that the PlayStation crowd had it. In addition to that, we get this game for only $19.99. We can get it at a discounted price. Wow. And I know these guys might say, this game does not belong to Sony. It's not published by Sony. But at one point it was. It was published by Sony for the PlayStation 4. And then later 505 Games published it for the PC. And I believe this is the 505 version that we are having here. But it just goes to show how the PlayStation community did not support this game, although it had over 100 million consoles sold. Just a fraction of that would have bought this game. In addition to the 61 million consoles sold for the PlayStation 5, only maybe half of a fraction would have purchased this game. These guys do not support the exclusive. That is a proven fact. That is why Kojima had no choice but to bring this game to the Xbox platform. So what do you think about Death Stranding? Are you going to buy it? Are you going to play this wonderful walking simulator? Let me know in the comment sections below. Next, let's talk about the PlayStation 5 Pro. You see, when this was announced, when this was revealed, Mark Cerny said this.
When asked to decide on the mode, players are choosing performance about 3/4 of the time. Removing that decision, or at least narrowing that divide, is one of the key targets for PlayStation 5 Pro.
So according to Mark Cerny, the purpose of the PlayStation 5 is to remove that issue when it comes to picking either performance or quality, because their consumer base prefer performance, meaning high frame rates. So keep that in mind. So for the minimum, for the least, all PlayStation 5 Pro games should be at least 60 FPS. We shouldn't drop below that. It's $800 after all, right? We're not talking 120. We are talking the bare minimum of 60 FPS. right? Although this was prophesied by any person who knows tech, that because of the bottleneck of the PC, there is no way that this game will be able to hit all their games at 60 FPS, especially if the game is CPU heavy. But this is what he said, the PlayStation 5 Pro was to do, was to give the consumer, better performance, high frame rates.
We want to give players the graphics that the game creators aspire to, at the high frame rates that players typically prefer. To do that, PS5 Pro substantially improves over PlayStation 5 in 3 ways. Here's what we call the Big 3.
So he said that, the PlayStation 5 Pro has the Big 3. Well, Big 3, could you handle Alan Wake 2? Now, would you look at that? The PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X is beating the PlayStation 5 Pro when it comes to running Alan Wake 2. Wow. I thought the Big 3 was supposed to, reduce these things. What a scam. Now, let's look at, let's say, Black Myth Wukong. Could the PlayStation 5 Pro handle Black Myth Wukong? Surely for $800, wait, it's still not even locked at 60 FPS. Nothing even above 60 FPS when it comes to Black Myth Wukong. Isn't this sad? Isn't this, surprising? The Black Myth Wukong has just conquered the PlayStation 5 Pro. Although it's running better on the PlayStation 5 Pro, it still is not locked at 60 FPS. Wow. So this is another loss for the PlayStation 5 Pro. Oh, what about a Baldur's Gate 3?
CPU clock. So we can confirm that Game Boost isn't just boosting graphics performance, you are getting that 10% of extra CPU clock. The other test I did, and this one is for a Pro enhanced game, and that is Baldur's Gate 3, the classic city run. Act 3, we've got a save that's like 100 hours in, and we can actually do a run through the city. And you can see that on the left there, the base PlayStation 5, on the right is the Pro enhanced version of the game. We're still CPU limited, and you'll see that similar to Cyberpunk, the performance differentials are again in line with a modest bump to CPU clock. So, Oliver, I think this is probably the primary limitation. I mean, a lot of people are looking at PlayStation 5 Pro thinking, should I give up my PC or should I stick with PlayStation and not move to PC? And I think the defining limitation of the Pro, which we've got to accept, is that even mainstream CPU performance now in the PC space is significantly better than the Zen 2 in the PlayStation 5 Pro. So you've kind of got to accept that limitation with the Pro, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is a mid-gen refresh console, so the emphasis is obviously not on some of those more kind of fundamental areas of the console design, I would say, like the CPU. But here, I mean, right now, high-end PC CPUs are about twice as fast as the PlayStation 5 Pro's CPU. But I think what we're seeing in most titles nowadays that target console hardware is that basically they are mostly delivering 60 FPS. Like, I don't think we're in quite a cataclysm of games that are failing to hit their performance targets on console. I think most games are basically there, plus or minus some stutters and issues like that. But obviously in titles like Baldur's Gate, obviously in some more CPU limited games, like you mentioned with Cyberpunk in certain areas, you do run into some problems, and there the PS5 Pro will not save you. It might be good for an extra 10% of performance, but it's not going to save your performance. It's not going to be that kind of generational leap in CPU performance that would actually fix those problems.
Yeah.
Things are not looking too good, ponies. I mean, this is surprising. This is sad. This is, how to say, funny. I mean, I could almost laugh. You guys hype this up like if was the second coming and it can't even play these older games at 60 FPS. What a shame. But guys, don't feel it has come to an end. There's even more.
But then there are a few games where PSSR is not doing such a good job at the moment, and I wanted to bring these up. Though there are a couple that I did note, actually 3 that I noted, but we've already talked about Dragon's Dogma 2, and that game has some somewhat unique issues with reconstruction at the moment. One of them is Dragon Age the Veilguard. So in the performance mode, the grass in this shot just shimmers like crazy. They've added RTAO, which I suspect doesn't help. The internal resolution here is about 864p internally, that's what I counted it, going up to roughly 1440p it looks like in that performance mode, because it's not nearly as sharp as the fidelity mode is in this title. It's resolving quite poorly, and in motion you get a lot of edges that are aliased, a lot of edges that look low resolution. There are some visual bugs as well, where the grass will pop out of existence for one frame and then come back the next, which is an odd issue that kept popping up. I hope they do take the time to fix that. Hopefully this is just, pre-release teething issues. SSR also has a lot of issues with a lot of flickering in the water. It's a very different looking SSR there, so it does not look very good. The old FSR2 Resolve did look a bit softer in motion, but it handled the foliage better, I would say. It handled the foliage quite a bit better. In the fidelity mode, there are some issues, but it looks a lot better than the performance mode. The other example of a game that I think is not quite there, and I will cover this in more detail, is Alan Wake 2. It can look very noisy in stills. Almost like you have a kind of film grain on, but you don't have film grain on. But it's just very, very noisy, like in stills, like I have here. It's an issue in both the performance mode and the quality mode. PSSR, on the upside, PSSR definitely handles complex movement better than FSR2. Disocclusion is much less of an issue, but that noise is annoying. And it doesn't clean up a lot of the shimmer and aliasing during movement. Like a lot of the problems that we saw in FSR2 are still problems with PSSR in this title. You're still seeing that breakup, you're still seeing that aliasing.
So yes, the PlayStation 5 Pro might be an okay console, but how these PlayStation fans portray this console to be, how they hype this console up, they never learn. This console is looking very bad, not being able to run these games at 60 FPS lock. Wow, what a shame. It's even doing worse than the PlayStation 5, its little brother. And this is this is your king? Let me know what you think about all of this in the comment sections below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.